Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Good morning. How's everybody doing? This is Maniac Tim from Maniac Sports. Uh, Hope everybody's ready for the NFL draft starting Thursday. We'll get to see how the future of the NFC North is going to look, how the future of the whole NFL is going to look. Panthers lose their second game this week, and OMG, what's going on? Um, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing fine. Uh, I'm going to be at the draft myself, uh, getting the festivities in. I know I put in for vacation. Looking forward to having the time off and being in the NFL draft. Hopefully, meeting some people down there. If you guys are going to be down there, please let me know. Um, but welcome everybody. This is a busy week in sports. Of course, we have Major League Baseball that's been underway for a couple weeks now. You have the NBA playoffs. Um, NHL is also ending their season too. So there's a lot of things going on in sports right now. But hey, my focus is basically about the NFL. The NFL. And I mean, hey, I love sports and I want to talk to more people about sports. This show is not a news orientated show. This is a fan orientated show. I know a lot of people want to make this more into a news show. Uh, this is about the fans. Maniac Sports is about the fans, about the players, about what drives people to to cheer, to shout, to yell. What is what brings out the maniac in you as far as in sports? That's what this is about. But hey, I see I have three people watching me. That's very great. Hopefully you guys are going. Hey, if you guys are going to be on at the draft, please hit me up. I really, really, really appreciate. We really appreciate it, and I'm planning on doing what I can live when I'm in Detroit. Um, but hey, hopefully I'll be able to get some players' autographs and stuff like that too. Uh, but hey, I'm really, really, really looking forward to being there. If somebody wants to leave a comment on the show, please uh, feel free to. I'm gonna put up a link to the show. If somebody wants to hit on the link, you got StreamYard. You're more than welcome to join me in the show. Uh, Sorry, I don't got a link for X, but I do got for my two main exports channels and also for Twitter or for Twitch, but not really for X. Um, but yeah, how's everybody doing? Uh, did your team make? How's the Pistons going to do next year too? Um, are you guys happy with the way the Red Wings ended their season? You know, did they fall short? I think they did at the end. Um, and what do you guys think of this this XFL and USFL merger? Are you disappointed? Do you guys like it? Do you guys just don't care? You know, I think it was a lack. I think personally, they dropped the ball. That's what I think. When they merged together, they dropped the ball. They tried to do it too cheaply. Uh, 14 um, from each league. There's no way that the Roughnecks should be the ones that are in the USFL that were in Houston. I know Houston had two teams. You Houston fans, tell me what you think. This is what I think. And believe me, I think the Houston Gamblers were a cooler name. But I gotta tell you, I am partial to the USFL rather than being partial to the XFL. It's just that that was that was the league that I liked. That was the league that the first Michigan Panthers, the first and the original, the stronger USFL, the first ever United States Football League champions, and nobody can take that away. I mean, congratulations to Birmingham for going like 11 wins straight or whatever it is they got. But the first ever United States Football League champions, and nobody can take that away, was the original Michigan Panthers, led by Bobby Hebert, former quarterback of the Michigan Panthers, former quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. You also had, a host of people on there. You had a kicking team as well as a running. You had offensive line that just knew how to go ahead. That just was the best in the league. You had Anthony Carter. This was to me the USFL and UFL that you got now. To me, that was stupid to just take the ass out of you. You might as well have kept the United States Football League. I I don't. Okay, but yeah, but the USFL, the the original USFL was a hell of a lot better than what we got now, because it was not it was, they were going after the NFL. I mean, yeah, I understand NFL was is now too big to go after. You need to have trillionaires go. About the only way that you could compete with an NFL, USFL would need to have owners that are 10 times richer than Donald Trump, 10 times richer, because I mean, it would take that kind of money to get the players out. So, you know, uh, unfortunate. Now, one thing I think the USFL, I think that the minor that they're making a mistake. I mean, any minor sports, any teams, and I have said this before, and to other people, I have said, I mean, what is the most successful fan base in the USFL, UFL, and the XFL? That is St. Louis. Okay. So if you're not competing against NFL teams because they have their own team. So if you want to bring, if you owners want to bring the fans in, give the teams to cities. Yeah, you gotta have where they can have the fan base. All right, but locate your teams in cities that don't already have football teams. Hence, I would love to. I know Steve, my friend Steve, 313 New Breed, he probably wouldn't agree with me here, but I would love to see the Michigan Panthers move to this side of the state. I would love to see the Michigan Panthers move to like Grand Rapids and build that franchise over there, over here. I would love to. I mean, why? Because I think that it would be great for the city. It would, plus, you won't need to compete with the Lions fans and all this other stuff. You won't need the. It won't be as you won't have the two teams in the same city. You know, that's what I'm saying. It would give, and I think it would be better for the NFL too, because you would want to, more people would want to see that. Now, granted, we don't have uh, uh what you call it. We don't have a stadium that would be suitable for the United States Football League on this side of the state right now, but it could be built. So I would love to see a um, United football team over in this side of the state. You know, it's just a wild thing. I mean, would that bring out the Maniac in me? Yes. And I would love to see all games played on Sunday. Why? Because that's the way the NFL does most of their games. I know you have Thursday games. I know you have Saturday games when they don't gotta compete with college. One of the things, there are people who only have Sundays off sometimes, and you know what? That's me. So that's my point of view. It may not be your guys's, but it's my point of view. This is my show, so live with it. But I will respect your guys' point of view. What do you people think? Do you think a team, you know, uh, I mean, I think San Antonio having a team in the United Football League is good. I remember you used to have the Dallas Stars in in the um, in the original United States Football League. You used to have the Tampa Bay Bandits, and and they did try to, I mean, I think that was one of the mistakes. You had Denver Gold, um, Boston Breakers. These were teams that you had in the original United States Football League. You had the Philadelphia Stars. You know, they were going into the major NFL cities, trying to compete with their fans and stuff like that. Trying to, but or is it just spring football? Don't don't work. Now you also got to look at how Las Vegas got a team. Okay, what one city I would think that it could work, and the United States Football League could work in. Actually, I'll give you two cities out in California that I think could work in, and one's going to be Oakland, and one's going to be San Diego. Those two cities, I think, over in California, the United Football League could work in, because both of those teams used to have NFL franchises that moved out. You know, so that now see like Grand Rapids when we had the Rampage. Okay, when Grand Rapids had Rampage, that was that was great. I mean, it had a Rampage. It was awesome. Okay, I went. Their first year, I went to almost every game. Okay, believe me, if it would have been on a Sunday afternoon, okay, if the Rampage, okay, okay, right now we have in Muskegon we have a team called the West Michigan Ironmen, which is from a little um, Arena League. Okay. If all their games were on Sunday afternoon, all their own games were on Sunday, I would have season tickets. I would. Or sometime on Sunday. I'd have season tickets. Why would I? Because that's a day I could go. Okay. I'd have season. Now, I do think that they don't do a great job at promoting. Now, I do know that it's really harder to promote because your advertising dollars ain't as good. But I don't think that minor leagues, especially in minor league cities and stuff like that, um, do the best job at promoting uh, minor league teams. So, but I mean, you can get enjoyment. I mean, with this, if you go to a minor league sport. Now, of course, in cities like Muskegon, cities like, well, in any city, you know, when you have Friday games during the, like hockey season, you have Friday games. When Muskegon Lumberjacks plays and stuff like that, you ain't only competing against, you know, because of the way hockey season is, you are also competing against every high school game around. You know, the one thing about football, okay, is football is a once a week sport. That's what it is. I mean, it's just because the way it's built, its mechanicals are a lot different. It's harder on the body than what a lot of your other sports are. I mean, that's just kind of proof because I mean, it, I mean, maybe about the other sport that you could argue with would be almost as hard. It would be, well, one that would be harder maybe on the body but as far as for hardest team sports, would be football that's hardest on the body because of the collision sport that it is. Hockey, you do have part of the sport that is a collision sport, but it isn't a total collision sport like football is. You have it where you're checked into the boards and stuff like that. So that, of course, is a collision part of the sport in hockey. But it isn't like where you got uh, they're running at you guys to go ahead and tackle you. You know, that's that's not what where now the one sport, and this would be a couple individual sports that I would say would be harder collision wise on a body, and that would be of course boxing, MIA fighting, stuff like that. Of course, is because that's all destroying the body. Okay, basketball, yeah, you do have uh, parts where you get checked and stuff like that. But you're going to get penalized for stuff like that. And no other team sport, except other versions of football, like you do got Australian root football, you do got rugby, okay? But in no other sports besides those ones do you have it where you got these massive guys running at each other, just going, to go ahead and get this um, pointed ball to the other side of the field. All right. And somebody's really looking to go ahead and take your ass down. You know, that's what football is. No matter how you look at it. No, even if you go ahead and pass, you know, if you go ahead and pass and catch a pass, a lot of times when you go ahead and even if you end up not missing the pass and you're ended up taken down to the ground, you're colliding with that field. Okay. So that's how much of a collision sport it is. If you're breaking tackles, what does a running back do? They run into a bunch of people that's trying to go ahead and throw their ass to the ground. You know? By the way, I must warn you guys, there will be some swearing on here. I'm not going to be, I'm not the type of person that's going to be dropping the F bombs and stuff like that. Some of my guests may once in a while, but but there may be some words that may not be suitable for small children or stuff like that in the show. But I do try to keep at least PG. Uh, but and I try to keep the swearing to a minimum. Uh, and I would really appreciate my other guests to do it too. I do know that there are some of my guests that I have, and I mean I know when I bring them on that they do like to swear even more, and I'm okay with that. But just be aware if you have Jeremy B. If I have Jeremy B. as a guest on there, you're gonna get swearing because that's his type of that's what he does. Okay, and okay, so where are you guys going to be watching the draft? And you know what? Next year I'm going to try to go to the draft too. I'm gonna, of course, I'm going this year, but next year I'm going to try to go to the draft because, hey, even though I hate Green Bay as a team, it's going to be in Green Bay. That's another city that's not too far from me, you know. So, so this is one thing that I want to take a look at, you know. Uh, so, any questions, comments, or concerns on the show? I know I've been kind of just ranting on. Brad Holmes gave a warning to the Detroit fans. Don't always expect that he's going to expect. He's going to. Brad Holmes is our general manager. He is the main reason we are the NFC North champions last year. Okay, the current NFC North champions. As outsiders, we may not always agree on who he chose to be our number one pick. So, this being in Detroit, Brad Holmes gave a warning. You may not always get who you think is right. Brad Holmes normally hits on the mark as far as who he brings in. We went from a team that basically had no talent to a team that ended up winning the NFC North. Now, a lot of people thought, hey, we should have done better than we did at the end, especially um, with the conference, within the conference, because we did, granted, have trouble with Chicago Bears. We had trouble beating Minnesota. I mean, we beat Minnesota twice, but we did have trouble beating them, especially the first time. Even without Kirk Cousins, we had trouble. We beat the Chicago Bears one time, barely. Came back, miracle. We did pretty much handle Green Bay the first game. Once Jordan Love, then Green Bay whipped our ass on Thanksgiving Day, plain and simple. Uh, but we went further. I mean, hey, I'll tell you what. I didn't want to play Green Bay in the NFC playoffs. I'm not going to pretend that I wanted to, because I'll tell you, I thought Green Bay was a better team than us as far as the first part. So Green Bay right now, you've got two top-notch teams in the NFC North. And I'll tell you what, Green Bay has the chips to prove it. So they got to be a top nine team. Okay, plain plain and simple. They won the NFC North a lot. Now, hey, not all of them has always been through the cheating like some of the games that they have won. Okay, but they do have the chips as far as in winning the NFC North a lot of times. So right now, you got Detroit and Green Bay that are the 1 and 2 in the NFC North. A lot of them will argue. A lot of your people will argue, well, Green Bay is better than Detroit, even right now, even though we went further. But hey, Brian Holmes is not about ready to take a step back. He built his team, but we gotta realize Green Bay isn't going to take a step back. Minnesota's trying to build. You also have the Bears, who gave us all that we could handle last year. You have just, I mean, Dan Campbell's all happy that you don't gotta go. Uh, we don't gotta go face Justin Fields anymore. Okay, myself, I think that Justin Fields is probably going to beat Wilson out in starting quarterback in Pittsburgh because Justin Fields has the legs. If he can be healthy, he should be able to beat Russell Wilson out. Who knows though? I could be wrong, but I do think that Justin Fields is a better quarterback. He's younger than Russell Wilson, so I think that he will be the starting QB eventually in Pittsburgh. I don't know how long that will take. If Russell Wilson looks like he did in Denver, it's probably not going to take very that long at all. Okay. Um, but we may have lost Russell Wilson, but we're going to be playing against Caleb Williams more than likely because that's been said that Caleb Williams. Hello. Okay. But wrong number. But Caleb Williams is going to be somebody I think that they're going to contend that we got to contend with. The Bears were starting to build our offensive line too. They're starting to get uh, people around. I mean, hey, if I was Justin Fields, I'd be like, okay, what the hell? They're finally starting to build a team around. Then you get Caleb Williams. Uh, you get Caleb. You give me up for Caleb Williams, basically. Uh, okay, I'm probably gonna end the show pretty soon. I want to thank everybody for watching. I will try to have another show tomorrow. Uh, I know I ain't always been prompt in these shows. Want to thank anybody who stopped in and seen my show. I also want to invite people out. I'm looking and trying to work on having a special guest next week. I'm not going to give any more details until you until I secure that this guy's going to be on. Uh, but he is a Lions fan. All Lions fans are welcome on here. Any fan from any team is welcome on here. Any player from any team, any former player is welcome on here. All right. Just keep it respectful. All right. That's the only thing that I want. Keep it respectful. I mean, that's, you know, when you come on my show, I'm not no Jerry Springer. I may have his hair, but I'm not no Jerry Springer. I'm not there to just go ahead and totally uh, ruin somebody per se. But but in saying that, I'm going to say thanks everybody for coming in. Uh, more news on the draft. More news on what I'm going to be uh, seeing at the draft coming up. One of these days, I want to do a show in front of Big Red Stadium, um, the Muskegon Big Reds over there. They built a brand new junior high school, middle school. Their brand new stadium over there too. So this is uh, Muskegon has two, you know, um, two real. Muskegon High School has two really nice football fields now. So, uh, in saying that, I do want to let you guys go. I wish I would have had more interaction from fans, but I do want to thank the 4 people that are watching me. 3 of them from X and 1 of them from Maniac Sports Twitch. I still gotta have my friend on that went to Twitch. I know at one time I had 6 people watching me, so that was great. But let's just go ahead and tell you guys goodbye for now, and I'll give you guys more on what I think is going to happen in the draft. Hopefully tomorrow. Who knows? If I'm up, ready to go, I might even do a show when I get home from work. You know, these shows are spontaneous, so they're not always planned. I'm not the best at planning, but hey, this is Maniac Tim signing off. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.